What is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the Dense Pixels podcast. I'm your host, Brad, joined by my co-host, Terrence.
What's up?
And making his triumphant return to the podcast, the new father, Micah.
Yes. Until you have a child, you will not know.
You have a child.
You will not know how precious sleep is.
Micah, does it upset you to learn that I never really had to wake up in the middle of the night?
Yes, it does, because that's exactly what my father did. He was like, "Oh, Mike, I just let your mother handle y'all because I was tired." I was like, "Oh, okay, thanks,
Dad."
Moms are the greatest, guys. They are the unsung heroes.
Yes, they are.
The world. It is true. It is a very news-light week this week. We are going to spend a bunch of time on the front of the show, and we're going to spend a bunch of time answering your questions on the back end of the show. Micah, you have been gone for about a month, so You've been playing a lot of new games. We'll talk about Anthem in a little bit, but I'm curious to hear about what you have been playing.
What system would you like to start with?
You can dealer's choice. You can go wherever you want.
I forgot I bought Tomb Raider on the Xbox, so God damn. So I started playing that, and it's great. It just came out at a really bad time, but it's a solid ass game. And Laura is stupid. She did something that she shouldn't have done, and now she's trying to correct it. But whatever. The game is fun. It's still a little weird seeing like this, this freshman in college, murking people, slitting their throats and coming out the mud looking like the Predator and shit. But everybody's got a fetish, so I assume that's somebody. So but it's a really good game. That was my Xbox game. So
your one.
My one Xbox game. So I've been gone for a month, and you can't leave me in the house with nothing to do. And I kind of went and bought a bunch of games that I had no business buying. So we'll start off on the Switch with so I was trolling around because new baby and mom is downstairs, so she's monopolizing the television. So I brought the Switch upstairs because she didn't want all the game systems downstairs. So I brought the Switch upstairs, and whenever I need to get away, I come up here and I'm like, oh, I got this Switch, I got to buy something. So I went on the store. And I saw that every once in a while, Nintendo has like a sale on games, right? So I saw this game for $30, and I said, all right, let me try this out because Star Fox is in it. And I like Star Fox, and who doesn't like Star Fox, right? So for some reason, I bought Starlink Battle for Atlas for $30.
What the hell is that?
What?
I don't even know what that is.
I don't understand. Oh my God. What are you doing?
I don't know.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Is your sickness so vile and so fucking incisive that you have to just buy bullshit just for the sake of buying something on sale?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Look, I got a problem, man. I don't know what to tell you. I need help. And Starlink Battle for Atlas didn't help me. What I imagine, this is what No Man's Sky is with a story.
No, that's not. No. First of all, No Man's Sky now has a story. Secondly, no, absolutely not.
Does No Man's Sky have Fox McCloud?
I argue it doesn't need it. Why would you need one of the most useless mascot franchise characters in video game history?
This game is Busy Work the game, and you fly from planet to planet, from the planet's surface to orbit, all that, and it's basically busy work. The story is very loose. You have you pick a pilot, and you pick up a ship, and all the different ships have different augments on them, and you can
By the way, these are ships that you can buy in real life, like as toys. But they made a toys to life game that doesn't actually require the toys.
Yeah, it really doesn't. Like you can just do all the attachments and stuff. You just get they're already there, and then you can level them up, and each one does different elemental damage, and different elemental things are better for different enemies. I would not buy this game even if it's on sale. It's basically just busy work. You have a list of objectives, and you just kind of tick each one of them off until you kind of 100% the planet. It's not
so many other games you could.
It's not good. I know. One of which is Onimusha Warlords. I bought that for the Switch because it was only $20, and I liked Onimusha. And wow, those games, man. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug, yo. Because
I didn't play it, but I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna like this if I bought it again.
Nah, man, I don't think you would. Like, we all saw that that video of that guy running around as if he was in Resident Evil in real life with fixed cameras. Like, it's just what I was like, oh yeah. Wow, yeah, that was really a thing. So Onimusha is almost 20 years old.
Yeah.
That game came out in 2001. That game is almost 20 years old. I loved it at the time, but gaming
time being key phrase.
Yeah, man, 20 years is a lot of advancement happens in 20 years. So yeah, that was a bit of a waste. Things that were not a waste. Tales of Vesperia. I bought that for the Switch because I like Tales of Vesperia. It's the first Tales game that I've played, and it's a solid ass game. It's basically the definitive edition of Tales of Vesperia. I bought Dead Cells, and I like that game. I remember Terrence was talking about it once. I was like,
that is shocking because it's not. You don't like roguelike games.
I'll play a roguelike. I just won't like finish a roguelike. But if I don't have anything to do and nothing to play, I'll hop on a roguelike. And
this one fits that perfectly because sometimes you'll have a 5-minute run, sometimes you get a 15-minute run.
Yep.
And get a 40-minute run if you're good enough. So
yeah, I'm not that good.
Yeah. I'm not either. To be honest with you. The game is fucking hard.
And I wanted an RPG to play. So I bought Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which is a game.
I was about to say, I don't remember.
It is years. I knew nothing about it. I played Xenosaga. That was my Xeno game, right? I played Xenosaga, thinking that it would be something like that, and it is not. It plays like an offline MMO. There's an auto attack, and like the systems and game mechanics are pretty good, but I don't. Now that I bought it, I don't like the character design, and I don't like the character's English voice. And usually I'm not like a snob when it comes to that stuff, but like this very anime looking character in this very weird like diving suit has this English page boy voice, like, oh hello, like what the fuck is going on? Your eyes are way too big to be sounding like you're from the 30s.
I'm like weirdly disappointed that you bought all these random ass games for no reason, but also relieved that, to my knowledge, you have not bought Kingdom Hearts 3.
No, I refuse.
Okay,
I
good.
refuse to buy Kingdom Hearts 3. Next up is PlayStation and Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. No, I'm just playing. I refuse to buy those games. I bought Tales of Berseria or Berseria. I don't know how to pronounce it. But
Tales of trash. Like Is that what is it?
Tales of Men on Facebook. I like that game. As far as the Tales game goes, it is actually quite dark. The main character is a woman, I think, for the first time, and someone that she cared about was murdered by someone else that she cares about for the quote unquote greater good. And the whole game is just her wanting to kill this motherfucker. And she finds a bunch of people that are just willing to go murder this guy, who's like a head of state now. Like he's like a head of state, and she is single-minded, and she is like, nah, fuck you, yo, I'm gonna kill you, and that's it. And she gets her crew of ne'er-do-wells, and they're all about it. So it's a surprisingly dark story for something that looks so colorful.
But yet they have time to stop and do all sorts of unrelated side adventures along the way.
Absolutely, because that's an RPG, man.
My quest of revenge will be distracted by someone who needs me to go fetch something in a cave for them.
I bought Resident Evil 2. The game is phenomenal. I love it. Mr. X can suck my dick, man. I fucking hate that guy, yo.
I'm a little surprised you bought it, because I thought about picking it up, and I've heard that it is like legitimately the most terrifying game ever.
I wouldn't say
it's not terrifying. It's just I mean, if you get yourself in the right mood, you can be creeped out by it.
Mm-hmm.
But they rely on like cheap jump scares. The only thing that's like terrifying is hearing Mr. X come for you.
Yeah, his footsteps are mad loud, my nigga.
Yo, it's like that's the scariest part of that game. The zombies and stuff, like, it's gross. Yeah. It's really gross. Like, if you like all that, like entrails and shit, like, it's gross. But it's not scary, except for Mr. X, because he comes out of nowhere, yo. It's just like, all right, fuck you, man. And they go through different areas now, yo. Like, it's not even funny. Like, zombies aren't supposed to be in the main hall. They're not supposed to find you in the main hall with the black guy. Like, the black guy is only supposed to be the only zombie that you find there, and it's jarring because you know it happens later in the game and you don't expect it. Like, oh shit, that's right, he was there, he turned. Right? Nah, yo. Nah. But it's I mean, it's phenomenal. This is what a remake is supposed to be. Like, it is.
So only Musha needs the Resident Evil 2 treatment.
Yes, it does. That will come to come up again later on, but it needs that treatment. Yeah. And I think Anthem. I played whenever I could get into Anthem, it was very difficult for me that first week to get into Anthem, and then the second week was a little better. But Anthem is really good. So
let's dig into it, because this past week was the open demo. Me and Terrence got to check out all the javelins. And that was basically my impetus for playing it this past weekend, was to check out the other two javelins mostly. Surprisingly, I like Storm a lot. And
that's my favorite.
Yeah, I don't play glass cannons usually, so that was surprising that I had such a good time playing it. And Terrence, you did not like the Colossus. I'm still undecided because I haven't used it in a real mission yet. So.
Like, I've seen people with upgraded Titans and they seem to be putting in work, but it's just like, and I'm usually good with like the heavies. I don't like that one. There's just something about that. I'm not really not feeling it.
Is it the mobility? Like, I haven't had a chance to play as the Colossus. I wanted to, but the game was just like, nah, you don't need to play that.
he doesn't have a dash.
Yeah.
It's just a shield. His his dash is his shield. He pulls the shield up and it just protects his front. So,
but like, the thing that I love doing with it is that, like, you can have the shield out, you can run into a mob of enemies and just like wipe them out by swinging your shield at them.
Yeah, but don't let somebody with like a Gatling gun get behind you.
No, don't do that. Yeah, if you get surrounded, you're fucking screwed.
Yeah, and that's what happened to me. I was in the what do they call it? The mine? What is it?
The stronghold.
The stronghold. And like, I was taking people out up front, but then there was bastards with the shields behind me with like the machine guns. They just dropped me in like 2 volleys. I'm like, okay, well, I thought you were a Titan, bitch. What are you doing? You're worthless. And I got dropped like 3 or 4 times, and after the 3rd or 4th time, I just turned it off. I'm like, fuck this stupid thing. And you can't leave because you gotta wait for your other teammates to pick you up. You can't quit.
Yeah, they need to figure that shit out, because that's the the biggest issue that I have so far in the game is when you do go down, it's the worst because you can't spectate your other teammates. You can't really move the camera. You just kind of fucking sitting there waiting for it's like dead silent.
Yeah, it's just a red screen. It's total silence. You're like, yo, this is hell. This is what hell feels like.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
They got to figure that shit out. Like in Destiny, when you go down in a strike, like you can spectate your teammates. You can you can move the camera around. You can help them figure out where the fuck they are. But yeah, I didn't care for that part of it. So it's a good incentive to not die.
Now imagine that happening 4 times within like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I can imagine that would be frustrating.
I don't like this thing.
So apparently the good news is in the final build, because I've watched some streamers who have played more recent builds. There's actually like on the side of your screen, there's actually like all of the other Titans or all the other freelancers that are on your team with their health bars, and it also has like that little compass that shows you where they are in relation to you. So you should be able to at least find down teammates a little bit easier and stuff like that when the main game comes out. For sure.
No, it wasn't an issue finding down teammates. It was just like sometimes they just don't bother looking for you.
True. Yeah.
Or if they see you, they're in the middle of a firefight and they can't do a damn thing because the thing that took me out is way too powerful.
Yeah, I'm getting some division vibes from some of these bullet sponge enemies, man. That needs to be corrected.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's more you have to like certain abilities are really good versus shields, and certain abilities it's like Mass Effect.
Like my storm was built to take out, like I had first of all, there was a combo beast, a combo fiend, if you will. Like I would have like the charged electrical to drop their shields, and then I would like freeze them, and then like either I guess one of the melee javelins would come in and then hit them with the combo, or I would just fly over above and just drop down with my own melee and do the combos. That does a ton of damage. But yeah, shields are like the worst for me. Like those things, some of the enemies have like
it's like that in Mass Effect too. That's a Mass Effect holdover, I think.
That shit drove me crazy. I'm like, yo, why is this dude's shield so goddamn strong? Because bullets don't really do anything to him.
No, you got to use powers to knock down shield, and certain ones too. Like certain, like usually it's like and again, they're just pulling that from their other games. Certain powers work better against it than others, and it's good to have a build that kind of matches that. I was having fun customizing things. I actually played around with that a little bit more this time around. Just fucking Mike, I feel terrible for you. You're gonna have the fucking.
Yo, you have no idea. You have no idea.
At least you can change it. Like at least you could fuck around with it.
Yeah. And I hope that. Well, no, I guess if they are $20 and I like it, then I'm probably
don't do that. Don't.
Well, you know what? Let's. You know what? There's a couple of discussions I wanted to spin off from it, and that's one. So there was a bit of a stir in the group this week, and there was a back and forth about the screenshot had leaked where they were charging $20 in real money for these javelin, like I guess like libraries or something. You could say. And some people are really like, holy shit, that's a lot of money. And BioWare came out and said, hey, this is not necessarily the final pricing. This is just an example of what it could be. And we'll see what happens when the game comes out. I personally don't have a fucking problem with it. Like I talked about in the group that if someone's going to spend it's not worth $20 to me personally. And I'm not going to spend $20 to buy that fucking thing. But at the same time, like if someone else is going to, then more power to you. And if that means that charging $20 for this bullshit skin can help keep all the DLC free for this game, which is what they've said that they're going to do, fucking go nuts. It's optional. It's cosmetic. I can't bring myself to care about this shit. Terrence, I know you have a very different opinion.
Yeah, I do have a different opinion. Like, look, that's fine if you want to have people pay for skins. $20 is egregious. Like, and look, I get it. You don't have to purchase it. That's fine. I understand all of that, but like, the audacity that they had to even say, hey, this is a possible pricing structure, that this thing may possibly cost you $20 for a skin. Nigga, I done bought like 3 games that came up to $20 and I've had a lot of fun with those. Nigga, that's a skin. No, that's insane to me. Like again, fine. You want to charge people if they don't want to work for the however many credits it costs to buy it. It's probably like $20. Really, $300 worth of work. I don't know how it's gonna work, but like $20 is too much. That's too much for a skin, yo. Yo, I just paid $25 for season 2 for Dragon Ball Z. That's 6 characters with whole ass move lists, nigga. No, get out of my no. That's unacceptable.
And more importantly, each one has a skin.
Right. And they have several colors. They have 12 colors apiece.
I mean, but Terrence, are you cool with the car in GTA Online that costs like 5 million GTA money bucks?
No. How much is that?
A lot.
And
in real money, that would be a lot of fucking money.
Yo, y'all niggas are crazy. Y'all don't know how to get goddamn minds. I mean, that's why all the DLC is free, because people are constantly buying like ungodly priced fucking shit for their games. No, yo. That's why they're doing it, because you motherfuckers keep purchasing the shit. I get it. I understand
it's keeping the DLC free. That means some idiot paying $20 for a skin means you don't have to pay.
I don't want to hear it.
For add-on content.
No, it's $20. It's too much. I paid $25 for 6 characters. And it wasn't even good looking, yo. Like I was like, I could see if the shit was tight. It wasn't. No, man.
Micah, please come in and find a way to sit on the fence.
Do the happy medium,
because I feel like that's what's gonna happen here.
No, I'm not gonna sit on the fence at all. I already bought the deluxe edition or whatever. It costs an extra $20, and guess what you get with it?
3 skins. Three though. You get 3. You get one for each. You get them all. You
paid $7 for a skin.
You're talking to the guy who pays $6 for Street Fighter skins. It is $7 for a skin is nothing. It's because of me.
Probably make the skin with the fucking creator.
It's because
God damn, yo. That's the shit that drives me crazy. Like, I could see if it was like Destiny, like they have like, you can't do anything as far as
it's not like the skins that they have is like different looking armor. Like it's not a paint job.
It was like black and green.
But you can change those colors. Like it's not fine. Like you're not locked in the colors.
No. $20. Look, anything above for a skin, anything above $5 is too much. It's a skin, you know. Again, I just paid $25 for 6 whole ass characters.
This is the most conservative bent that you'll ever get from me. Let the free market figure it out.
Shut up. No, that's unacceptable. I couldn't, like, again. Yeah, it's a possible pricing structure. It's not gonna be that much. I can't imagine that they'd be like, yo, you can get this for $20. I can't imagine that's the final price.
They might have floated that out there just to see.
No, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what they did, and the reaction should be like, "Y'all niggas are crazy," by everyone. But
so
whatever.
The other thing that I wanted to discuss right now, Anthem, and we are dipping into the post office early in the show for this one question. Malcolm asks, "Do you think that Anthem can match the overall hype and longevity of Destiny 2?" Now, I'm not going to talk about it from a Destiny standpoint specifically, and there's a specific reason why, and I'll get into it in a second. It alludes to something I mentioned last week. I am both very excited for Anthem after, especially having played the demo for 2 weekends. I'm like ready to fucking hop in. It was a perfect demo, like technical issues aside. It was perfect in the fact that it like whet my appetite and showed me just enough to get me like salivating as to what the full game could be. But that being said, I am concerned, and a lot of folks online are concerned about the end game, which they have not talked too much about. And it seems like that the end game is going to be less focused on content and more focused on the challenge. So, like, they've said that there's going to be 3 strongholds at the end of the game. We've already seen one of them because it was in the demo.
That's
right. And there's going to be whatever there's going to be whatever their version of a raid is, and I don't know what that's exactly going to look like right away. They're going to have these legendary contracts, which are going to be those seem like activities that take 20 minutes to complete, like strike level activities in Destiny. Not quite as long as the strongholds, but you know, something that's a little bit more medium.
Yes, I was looking on YouTube. Some people said that they did some in like the later builds, and they say they are really hard.
Right.
Like the legendary contracts.
That's all they've announced so far, and they haven't released a roadmap for future content. Like if they release like a new stronghold every 3 weeks or a month, then that might be fine. But that's all they said, and so I'm concerned is that, and my concern is not that they're not providing enough. So basically, the whole premise is to play a lot of the same content over again, but do it at higher difficulty levels, because there's going to be new difficulty levels that unlock the further up you level up your pilot, basically. And higher difficulty levels will not only provide a much stiffer challenge, but also give you the chance for better loot. So if you're trying to chase like masterwork or epic items, that's going to be the best way to do it, is to play on harder difficulty. My fear is that a lot of people are going to be going into this game expecting Destiny, and instead they're going to get Diablo, and that's going to like turn people off. Like, people are going to like play it for a month, be like, there's no new content to play. I'm bored playing the same missions over and over again, so I'm just going to leave and go back to whatever game. Or Division came out, I'm going to go check out Division 2, once that drops. And that's my fear, is that the long-term prognosis for the game is that people are going to check the game out, but then not stick around because they're like, oh, there's not new stuff to do, so it's not enough for me to stick around and play.
Yeah, that, and when you were saying basically you do harder difficulty levels, because what Diablo 3 goes up to like level 12 hell or whatever, crazy nonsense like that. So you just basically build your, like, again, and there's a ton of customization in this game. So I can easily see you making a build for each particular difficulty setting. But do you think it works in this type of game, like Diablo top-down, isometric, whatever? Do you think that the Diablo framework works with a game like this, like that type of play style, being like you being able to fly around? Because this is all basically just it's a shooter. Like Diablo, to an extent, like you have like projectiles, but like this is a shooter.
But isn't that what Destiny is? Is just like Diablo Light. I mean, you're essentially doing the same strikes over and over again,
right? And
you can do them at higher difficulty levels to get better stuff. I mean, they have a whole weekly nightfall based on it.
Yeah, but the difference is, and it's not fair to compare to Destiny 2 as it is now, because they've added a lot, because it's over a year old. But when Destiny 2 first came out, the end game content was like 8 strikes, the weekly nightfall, the raid, but PvP. Like, they have the whole PvP part of Destiny 2 that can keep people that like that stuff engaged, even if there's not a lot of PvE stuff to do.
Yeah, PvP in this, right?
No. And
it would be really weird.
Right, and arguably there shouldn't be, because I don't know how the fuck you make that work.
PvP.
Yeah.
If it was in this game. I don't know, man. My biggest fear is that it's EA. And I don't trust them niggas.
But I agree with you only in regards to if it's not bringing in a lot of revenue, that they're not going to
just be like,
support the game long term. Right. Yeah. That's my only concern from the EA standpoint, honestly.
Yeah. I don't know. It's good. I like it. I actually really like the game. But again, I told you a story where I couldn't even play the damn demo because I didn't have an EA game on my system because I don't have any EA game. But speaking of EA and Respawn, they came out with a game today.
You're skipping ahead. You're skipping ahead. We got to a little bit. We're going to talk about new releases. Well, hold that thought.
Okay. All right.
Because I need to do some housekeeping first. Don't forget to go to youtube.com/densepixels. Click the red subscribe button and ring the bell. That way you never miss a new episode. Look, I'm going to be posting Anthem Let's Plays on there in the coming weeks. You have this podcast in video form every week. It's a great time. Again, youtube.com/densepixels. Check it out and hit subscribe while you're there. Don't forget to subscribe to our TNP Studios Premium Network. It's densepixels.com/premium to find that. Just $5 a month, $50 the entire year to get our access to our premium shows, which is the Look Forward Political Podcast, the Airing of Grievances, the Men with the Golden Tongues, and No Time to Bleed. And then no matter what podcatcher you use, make sure you subscribe to this show as well as all the other TNP Studio shows, which include the Nerd Apocalypse, Black on Black Cinema, and Coming Distractions. So new releases, yes. So Terrence, let us talk about Apex Legends. So to set the stage, Respawn yesterday announced that they had new information about their new game that they were working on coming out, and it's called Apex Legends, and we're going to let you know all about it tomorrow, and which is meaning today. And then today, they sure did drop the news about the game. They also just dropped the game. Yeah. And not only that, but this is not Titanfall 3. Matter of fact, Titanfall 3 not currently in development right now.
Yeah.
Instead, Respawn has decided to release a game that's in the Titanfall universe, but it is a battle royale game. It is sort of like Overwatch because you have unique characters that have unique abilities that you can't double up on and pick. And there's no Titans. There's no big giant mechs. That is the game in a very small nutshell. Terrence, I saw you playing it before we hopped online today. So tell us about Apex Legends.
Apex Legends. I am terrible at battle royale games. I'm awful at them. This one. Okay, I'm gonna have a prediction really quickly. There's Fortnite right now, and then I believe Blackout is like the second. Like I don't know.
It's either that or PUBG.
I don't know where PUBG falls anymore. And then the rest of them. This is probably going to overtake Blackout.
Really?
Yes, it's that good.
Why?
It's good. Huh. It's very, very good. Like it's amazing how good it is, and the fact that they just kind of did a Netflix thing and just dropped this bitch today. It's like it's squad based. You can't play without 2 other people. It's 20 squads of 3 people. You drop down into it's all the same tropes as every other battle royale. You drop down onto the map. You got to pick up weapons and armor and all this other stuff, and then you just take every other squad out. The difference is the fact that it actually is kind of like Overwatch, where each character has different abilities and things like that. There's 8 characters. One character is like the heavy. He can pop a shield. He can like when he aims down the sights, he puts a shield up in front of him. And then he can pop a dome shield to protect your team if need be. There's the black chick. She's a soldier. I was like, she's kind of racist. But anyway, she's like the soldier. Well, she has a passive ability where like if someone is shooting at her, she just gains like super speed for like 4 or 5 seconds. Like just out of the blue. She's like, oh shit, somebody's shooting. I'm just taking off my fast twitch muscle fibers just kick in. She starts taking off. Like it's really weird. And she also has a smoke ability. She can like pop a smoke missile to like obscure the vision of everybody else. There's another chick that she can basically phase. It's like the phase function from Titanfall 2. If you remember that, if either you played Titanfall 2. Mm-hmm. If she phases for 3 seconds, she can like phase through the battlefield and like flank people. And she also can create portals. And when you create a portal, you create one and then you like run to another area of the map and you have like 20 seconds to hold this portal button and run to another section of the map and drop the other portal. So like you can travel like ridiculous distances with these things. So basically all of these abilities you can use in tandem with your teammates to kind of try to take the other teams out. Like first, like that's kind of awesome. Like I was played with a team that actually, and this is a game where you kind of have to use your mics. Like you're not gonna win if you don't communicate.
I'm not playing it.
Like I jumped on a team where we were all communicating. We didn't win. We came in second place, but like we were using our ability. And then there's the Bloodhound. There's one guy like how in these games people like to just hide in bushes and shit. Like with him on your team, he has like the UAV. Like he'll pop his like his UAV and you can see not the whole field, but like within a certain distance you can see if there's anyone around you, so you can kind of post up.
My question is, does it have like the speed and mobility that
no you can't run off walls? It has the speed is there, like the gunplay is there. Like it's Titanfall as far as gunplay and like the speed. We can't hop off walls and things like that, but just imagine a battle royale with like the shooting of Titanfall and like some of the abilities. And then there's the robot that he can basically zip line. He can create a zip line anywhere on the map. Those are their basic abilities, and then they're like their super abilities. You can create a zip line from like a mountain down to a house if you need to do so to travel faster. And using everything together, like it's fun, man. Like I can't believe that they just kind of dropped it the way they did.
And the problem is caught everyone off guard because I'm pretty sure everyone assumed they were just going to be working on Titanfall 3.
Yeah, and the problem with this is it deserves to be up there with Fortnite. It does, and it's free to play. Yo. You don't have to pay for it. It's crazy.
Probably
like,
probably $20 skin though you can buy.
Yeah, I mean, I unlocked like 3 skins already, and I ain't that shit like for real. But and then there's a store because, well, of course it's free to play. But like this absolutely deserves to be up there with Fortnite. It's only been out for 6 hours, but like it's that polished. Like I've never seen a game drop that's free to play, this polished, and just works. Like I had no issues jumping into a game. Had no issues finding team. I didn't have any technical issues at all. It's kind of amazing that they were able to pull this off the way they did. I'm sure they've been working on it for a while, but like it's just like me. I if you are into battle royale games, I just download it. It's free. Again, it's free. Check it out. If you don't like it, it is what it is. But it's a really, really good game. And again, it's all going to depend on how much EA decides they want to stick with it.
I mean, they probably will for a while just because it is free and people just throw money at it.
And the other thing is like
play it though. That's the only thing.
Yeah. And then since they're called Apex Legends, like throughout when you're starting a map, when you're starting the game, like there's these banners that are kind of hanging around the field, and like depending on how good you are, like you can have your banner just kind of hanging there with your name and then your all of your different accolades and stuff like that as you're walking by. There's a lot to this game. There's a whole lot.
It's just such a curious,
so wild.
Right?
Like, this is the weirdest fucking thing.
Well, no, what's curious about it though is that they dropped this game out of the blue 3 weeks before, or 2.5 weeks before Anthem comes out, which is going to be a big game for them. A month before Battlefield 5's Battle Royale mode is supposed to appear in that game.
EA is basically the Trump of the video game world. And that's why I don't trust Anthem. This is free. I mean, they really know how to cannibalize themselves, because if Anthem doesn't have the content that it should have, this is free. Yes, it's a battle royale game. It's got one map, but it's really good.
And it only incredibly has one map. Well, yeah, it's battle royale.
It's a giant map.
Doesn't need more than one map. Yeah,
it's fucking big
for now. That's wild. So, it is interesting to also try to figure out who which part of the audience are they trying to carve off? Are they trying to carve off like the Blackout folks? Are they trying to carve off the Fortnite folks? Is PUBG still going to exist at some point? We don't know.
It's like Fortnite. Like Fortnite has this, like this is more like Fortnite has got the little cute cartoony style thing like that with the dances and all the bullshit. Like this is like a tactical shooter type game, but it has like abilities. And all of the abilities are viable.
I mean, I'll try it.
It's crazy. I'm shocked at how good this game is. I'm serious. It's like it's that good. And I don't even like battle.
Are you disappointed not to get? And this goes to both of you because I know, Micah, you did play Titanfall 2. Are you disappointed that it's not going to be Titanfall 3?
At this point, not really.
No, I wasn't invested in the Titanfall lore.
I never finished the story mode.
So
fair enough.
Yeah,
not really.
It was fun to play, but the gimmick of getting into the Titan is it wears thin quickly.
Yeah,
fair enough. Okay, so yeah, Apex Legends
out like seriously. Check it out. Really, it's bad. It works. Like it just does.
Well, Terrence, they picked a rough week to come out because I'm going to be listing a slew of AAA short game of the year contenders that released this week as well, that are going to give Apex Legends a real run for its money. God Eater 3 coming out on PS4 this week. Monster Energy Supercross: the official video game 2 coming to PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. Etrian Odyssey Nexus coming to 3DS. Yokai Watch 3 coming to 3DS. City of Brass, which has been available for a while on all the regular platforms, is coming to the Switch. Spike Volleyball coming to PS4 and Xbox One with Xbox One enhancements, I'll have you know. Riot Civil Unrest is coming to PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. The description for that game is something else. At least it's made a Riot game for some reason. Elk Simulator coming to PS4.
I'm sorry. No, don't bet. No. I gotta see what this is.
It's the simulator game we've all been waiting for, frankly.
Do you just walk around and get shot?
Yeah, are you like a good way to? I'm assuming so. I'm assuming so. I wonder if it's like Goat Simulator, where you get you can launch the elk around the map or something like that and fuck with it. Who knows? And then PlayStation Plus announced their free games for February. It is actually quite a banner month for them. And it is, of course, the swan song for PS3 and Vita, because after this month, they will no longer put out free games for those consoles. So on PS4, you have Hitman, the complete first season, for free. You also have For Honor for free. So there's a game that I'm sure many of you were curious about, but didn't actually want to spend money on. I understand, but now you can play it for free on PS4. On PS3, you have Dive Kick and Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots. And then on PS Vita, and these can both be played on PS4 as well, you have Gunhouse and Rogue Aces. And another announcement made with PlayStation Plus is that everyone's cloud storage is expanding from 10 gigabytes to 100 gigabytes for your saved data backup for PlayStation Plus.
I ain't got that much saved data. Yeah.
No, I don't either. But you know, I'm not going to look at gift horse in the mouth.
I mean, that's cool, but goddamn.
And apparently through February 5th, which is probably today, as most of you are listening to this, there are a bunch of PlayStation VR games on sale. So check those out as well if you are so inclined. Micah, Terrence, have you already bought your copy of Elk Simulator while I was talking about the PlayStation Plus?
I'm still trying to find it. I don't see it.
Yeah.
Is this are you sure this is a real game?
It was on the PS. It was on the PS4 list of games.
Elk Simulator PS4. Here's Metacritic.
What does it have?
Apparently, it has trophies also. There is no Metacritic score because no one in their right mind wants to play Elk Simulator.
So, I mean, if EA had known this was coming out, they probably would have delayed the launch of Apex Legends a couple of months. But they'll have to go toe-to-toe with Elk Simulator. What can I say? And then a couple of release date new game announcements. Dr. Mario World is coming to mobile devices this summer. Mario Kart Tour has also been delayed into this summer. It was supposed to come out in the spring. And the Darksiders War Mastered Edition is coming to the Nintendo Switch in April. So for some reason you would like to play those games on the go, look forward to that. That is it for release dates before we move into top stories, because there's only two, and then we will go to the post office. Just a reminder to go to densepixels.com/Amazon. Whenever buying anything off of Amazon.com, big or small, you pay the same low Amazon price. We get a small percentage of the sale. We all want to enrich the pockets of Jeff Bezos. He's about to go through a nasty divorce. So densepixels.com/Amazon.
Is it nasty?
No, probably not. I'm pretty sure he can just sign the check and move on. So let me hand the baton to Micah with our top stories.
Microsoft is readying a new level of Xbox Live support for Nintendo Switch, iOS, and Android devices. They teased the reveal due next month at GDC 2019. The move will see Microsoft integrate Xbox Live achievements, friends, clubs, and game history into non-Xbox and Windows PC platforms for some reason. The Xbox Live is about to get much bigger, said Microsoft's description reads, quote, Xbox Live is expanding from 400 million gaming devices and a reach of over 68 million active players to over 200 billion devices with the release of our new cross-platform XDK.
Xbox Development Kit.
Okay.
Shut up. 2 billion devices. We could get to any smartphone in the world now, guys. Shut up.
Yeah, that's not necessarily something you want to what is the point of making that a selling point, right? Like
for Xbox Live?
We can get to you no matter where you are. What the fuck? What kind of stalker ass shit is this? You lost this generation, guys.
So the premise with this is that you can link your Xbox Live accounts, no matter what device you're using, except for PS4, when playing Xbox Live compatible games. So like if you're playing Fortnite on your Switch, you can link your Xbox Live account to that. And then like when you're playing Fortnite on the Switch, you'll still be able to earn Xbox achievements. You can still see your Xbox friends list, things of that nature, basically.
I just don't know what for.
Because no one's buying Xboxes, Mike. they need to get their platform out there however they can. Like PlayStation's like, guys, we've sold 91 million PS4s, like in their last earnings call, and people are like, Micah Ross, how many Xboxes have you sold? Guys, let me tell you something. We have 2 billion devices that Xbox Live is on. It doesn't matter how many Xboxes we've sold because you can get Xbox Live on your phone. So like 35 million. It doesn't matter.
I just don't. All right. I guess people are excited because this is creeping ever so closely to cross-platform play, right?
I mean, cross-platform's already there for those games. You know what I mean?
But I think people will get excited at the prospect. Oh well, I mean, they're going to reach 2 billion of us, so maybe they'll do cross-platform for games that regular gamers play, not like hardcore Fortnite, Minecraft, kids. You know what I mean? Like, but I just don't see the financial. And look, I'm not a business guy. I'm not a finance guy, but I just don't see who's making out in this.
I have no clue, honestly. I really don't. It might be just more of a convenience thing for gamers. Maybe now, Master Chief coming to Smash during the Fighter's Pass. Part of this landmark deal.
What if that was like the impetus of this? Just to get us Spartan into Smash Brothers.
Look, I don't like playing games on my phone. Period. This is not gonna.
But people do. Like
I understand that.
I
love playing
games
on their phone. I understand. It's fine. Whatever. But like, yeah, y'all. I mean, look, I get it. Y'all are doing very poorly in the console market. Well, not poorly, but like y'all are way behind in the console market. So, I mean, cannibalize yourself like EA does. Fine. It's cool. Whatever. Like everything that you can play on Xbox One X, you can play on like the PC. I'm like, what the fuck? What's the point?
That's the only thing I can think of here is that, again, you're giving more people reasons not to turn on their Xbox.
Yeah, the $400 system that they bought last year. Thanks.
Like, I usually like playing Fortnite on my Xbox, but man, I'd much rather play it on the go. And if I could still earn achievements on that, doing it that way, then fucking A. I never have to turn this thing on again.
Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like, I mean, okay. The Xbox One X is a whatever. It came out, didn't sell well. I'm sure you're working on the new system. I think, or maybe I don't know. Like, you bought all those studios. Like, are these studios just going to be designing games for other systems? Is it going to be Microsoft Studios presents something on Nintendo Switch?
They're going to be making a bunch of Banjo and Kazooie games.
Like, I don't understand what their
fucking free rare.
What is their game? Like, what is their business model at this point? Like, why did you purchase all of those companies to be internal studios for yourself?
I mean,
if you're not going to be designing, if like Microsoft is just going to be on everything, if Xbox Live is going to be on everything, Xbox Live is going to be on multiple things. Xbox Live is going to be on Switch. Nigga, what?
And here's the thing, like,
doesn't make sense.
Like the Xbox Live, like the actual Xbox Live system, it doesn't. Like, what's the point of Xbox Live without your Xbox? That would be like the crossbar being on my phone. Like, I don't. For what? To control my PlayStation? Like,
I don't understand. I don't get it. Xbox Live is going to be on your Nintendo Switch.
Not what? Yeah, somebody look, somebody smarter than us.
Yeah, please explain. I'm done.
I legit am very curious as to
Brad. What do you think
the point of this is?
Look, I play PlayStation, and they have the door firmly slammed. I mean, shit, they wouldn't even let fucking Xbox sign-ins on Minecraft happen on fucking PlayStation. Like, you can do that now on a Switch, where you can like sign into your Xbox account in Minecraft so that you have crossplay. PlayStation's like, fuck off. Like we're not we're not letting that thing show up on our fucking PlayStation screen. Get the hell out of here.
That shit is so weird to me. Like Xbox Live is going to be on your fucking
again
Apple phone.
I'm sure there's a reason. If it gets more registered Xbox users, I guess
Live
it let them.
Like it's not like they're going to be selling systems. That's
no, but it does let them advertise to them and stuff.
Advertise
like that,
what?
So. I mean,
hey, look at this Xbox One X. You could be playing Xbox Live.
Gears of War 5 is coming out, guys, and you don't have to play an Xbox. You can play it on your PC. It'll be great.
It's so fucking stupid, yeah. I just don't understand what they're doing at this point. Don't make another system, Microsoft. Just don't.
Well, if you do make another system, make sure that you don't get the black screen of death. Apparently, this past weekend, as we are recording, people were having difficulty hopping into the Xbox Live services, or having trouble with their Xboxes and their Xbox Live service. Maybe this is why, because they're trying to reach 2 billion devices, and they're overreaching. I don't know. I know that poor people who have to deal with the public have had to answer ridiculous questions from people like, why ain't my Xbox working? It was working a couple days ago. I don't know. You didn't buy it from me, jackass. You bought it from somebody else. Why are you calling me with this? I am not your goddamn tech support. Use Google, bitch. I don't know what's the problem? Yo, I hate people, yo. I'm so glad that I don't have to deal with them on a one-to-one level anymore.
Here's what I know. All of you Xbox fans who took the opportunity to shit all over PlayStation during that 5-week outage that happened back in 2011.
I remember that.
Where it got hacked down, all this stuff, and everyone's Xbox so great. Every time that one of these like little outages happens, just remember you earned that. you invited that on yourself. Karma is paying you back in installments over time. 3 days.
It's a black screen. Exactly what?
Yes. When you turn on the system, you get the Xbox like splash screen, and then it would just go to a black screen, and you couldn't do anything after that. You would just
you had to like restart your system.
Yep, and it was an Xbox Live problem. So
okay.
So people couldn't use their Xbox system. Yeah.
Well,
so
go offline. I guess
it got fixed. So you got that. But yeah, three days of people having trouble getting onto their Xbox. To which I say, sorry.
It'll be fine. Yeah, look, again, I don't understand what Microsoft is doing anymore. They just
so we will take a visit here to the Dense Pixels post office. We ask you guys for questions, and we will answer a few of them on the show this week. There's some really excellent questions that I wanted to answer. Let's start with Chris. Chris says that he wants to hear a discussion about the recent drama around Metro Exodus and the last minute pulling of the game from Steam. We have been a encourager of the Epic Game Store because it is the first legitimate competition that Steam has had for a very long time, and because it's more money for the developers, which I think is a good thing as well. But there's a couple of downsides with the Epic Game Store that people have had. There's no rating or feedback system currently in place on there. Exclusivity agreements are generally frowned upon by a lot of the folks in the general public. And actually, there was a big, we were pretty positive about this news last week and thought it was fucking a deft move on Epic's part. But there was a lot of backlash in the PC community. Chris talks about that he thinks the discount should be enough, that you don't have to lock it from Steam because they are selling it for $10 less than the Xbox Store. And he said he'd rather pay the extra $10 to play it on Steam, and he would just as soon not buy the game if it's locked to the Epic Game Store as opposed to playing it on Steam. Now, we have a trouble kind of understanding that standpoint because none of us really mess with PC. But there are a lot of fucking Steam users out there that are really pissed off about the fact that Metro decided to do this. It was exacerbated by the fact that apparently person that works at the studio that makes Metro put out this long blog post about how like, oh, if people don't buy it on Epic Store, then we just won't make the next one for PC at all. And, we got to do this shit and do that shit and the other stuff. So that probably wasn't a good move. But yeah, so what do we think about the fact that the more general sense of having exclusivity agreements on console or on PC? And is this going to be a good thing? Should they publish Metro on Steam as well, and not gate it behind the Epic Game Store, which is still kind of young in its time so far, I guess you could say.
Well, did they again? I don't give a fuck about PC gaming, but did they gate stuff behind Steam? Or Steam was it like a free market?
Well, I mean, the problem was it was more so that Steam was kind of the only game in town for so long. Like it wasn't that they wouldn't sell stuff on other platforms. Like Steam was the only place to sell it.
So take like EA Origin or whatever, EA Access Origin, and like the Ubisoft store and all other bullshit. Well, those you could also purchase those games on Steam as well?
No, well, EA is definitely not. Like EA has had their stuff exclusive on their platform for a while. I think people were more accepting of that because that was
because
more,
it's EA,
it's their game, so that and they're selling it themselves. I don't care. Right. I mean, I don't understand why. I don't understand why Steam is entitled to have any game. And why they're I understand that exclusivity agreements are not generally good for the consumer, and that's understandable, but why should the Metro developers be forced to take less money on sales of their game from Steam just because people would prefer to play it on Steam? And again, they are running the risk of you saying, hey, I don't feel like installing this client on my PC. I don't feel like I'm not going to buy the game from the Epic Game Store. So it's either you sell it to me on Steam or I'm not going to buy it at all. They're running that risk. Like that is a legitimate risk that they are running by doing this. But I don't think it's for anyone to say, hey, if market A is only going to give you guys $40 for each copy of the game you sell, but market B is going to give you $45. I don't. If you were the developer, if you were Metro's publisher, you'd be like, well, I want to make more money on each sale. And if people really want the game, they'll install the Epic Game Store. Like it's not. Yeah,
it's not like you got to pay for the goddamn thing.
No, like but it's just one more thing. Right, it's one more thing.
But you've already got 1,000 different things on your fucking PC any goddamn way. What's one extra thing going to hurt? And you're paying less for the thing anyway. It's like, okay, so you have the Epic Game Store and then you have Steam. They're right next. They may be like 5 icons away. I don't know. I don't get it. I'm dumb. I don't see the big deal. Like I understand, like it's just extra shit you got to put on there. Now, if it's a super convoluted store and like the interface sucks and all that stuff, I get it. Like I don't know what Steam looks like because again, I don't play PC games.
Steam is deluged in the
trash
flood of games.
It's about a bunch of garbage on there.
And look, as far as not having a feedback rating, based on the fact that unhappy consumers will just review bomb a game just for the sake of doing it if they're not pleased with it, I don't know that a feedback rating is necessarily a good thing. Like if you want to see how good a game is, you'll seek out a review. You don't need to have a star rating right in front of you next to the game purchase to decide if the game is good or not. And I don't know. The thing that just kind of befuddles me about this is that people like EA Origin exists. People are like, all right, we're cool with that. Uplay Store exists. People are like, all right, we're cool with that. Battle.net exists. The Blizzard Store exists. People are like, we're okay with that. But all of a sudden, like a new, open marketplace comes along. People are like, whoa, wait a second. Like, what the fuck are you guys trying to do encroaching on Steam's turf? Like, Steam doesn't own that space. It feels like it because they haven't had a legitimate competitor for a long time.
Yeah.
And again, I understand. I do understand the point of exclusives being frustrating, but I would think that your energy would be better focused on going to Steam and being like, hey, why don't you guys be more competitive if you don't want to see them losing, people publishing games. That's my thought on it. And Chris says we should have a PC gamer correspondent. Look, Chris, between you and Justin, you can be the voice of the PC gamer. You guys, I think, are the most vocal PC players in the group. So you can always give us that PC perspective because we will talk about it like we're fucking idiots. Because we have no clue. We are all console gamer trash.
I don't feel like doing all that work to get a goddamn game to work on my PC. I just don't feel like doing all that. And then again, I got to download fucking 10 clients just to play different games because each thing. No, I have one system. I download it and it works sometimes. If the developer makes a good game. But I don't get it. Like, I don't see the problem. You're paying less for the game. Again, if the client is like
right, and that's the other thing too, is that you as a consumer are incentivized to go get it on the other store because you're going to pay less. To me, it seems like a win-win, unless you are just like dead set on no, I play my stuff on Steam and that's it. But then again, you have the choice of you don't play Metro. So
yeah, and if you're tired of like having so many different accounts on your PC, get a console.
You're still gonna have all the accounts as you found out when you're trying to play.
Yeah, that is true, because EA said fuck me because I still needed to figure out what the hell account I was tied to for my PlayStation. So whatever. I feel you're paying a little bit, whatever.
Yes, and Micah had to bail, by the way, guys. He didn't get a chance to say goodbye, but he had to go.
His child was wilding.
His child was true.
Basically.
Amir asks, what game would you guys like to see have the Resident Evil 2 remake treatments that we have seen?
What did I say last week? I feel like I said a game last week.
Oh, I know what mine is. Give me Metal Gear Solid, but in the
original
one? Yeah, but in the like MGS in like the Fox engine.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty dope.
Man. Dino Crisis. No, I'm just bullshit. Like, I don't know. Damn, what would the RE treatment with that type of care given to it? Whew. I swear I said something the other, like maybe last week or 2 weeks ago. I cannot remember. I'm like that. I don't know. What game did I really, really like back in the day? Like, I would say Streets of Rage, but no, nah.
I don't. I think you'd have to make Streets of Rage into a new style of game.
Yeah, it would be completely different. I don't know, man. I got to think about that one. I swear there was a game that I thought could use it, and I don't remember. I'll get back to that one.
Okay. Tyrone had asked, and we touched on this, but you can address it more thoroughly, Terrence. Do you think that Apex Legends is going to? I think you said you think it's going to exceed Blackout. Do you think it's going to knock down PUBG?
Again, I don't know what the hell PUBG is, but it's better than PUBG to me personally. It works. It doesn't have any bugs. Well, I didn't run into any bugs. I only played for like an hour and a half. I didn't run into any bugs. The controls are really tight. It's kind of convoluted because like it has stocks and scopes and things that you can put on the guns to improve them. That was strange. I didn't think they were gonna have all of that. Like, it's basically, it takes everything that PUBG has, but like it's tighter. Like the controls are tighter, and it just does it better for me personally. So I think people have to play it. It's on PC, it's on Xbox One, it's on PS4. If people play it, I think they will like it enough that it would exceed that. Like, I jumped on Twitch as I was downloading it to see some gameplay of it. It was the #1 game already. I mean, it's to be surprised. It's not surprising, but it's got the like. Does it have the buzz? This shit just came out today.
Yeah, but they dropped it midday, and they're like, "Hey, go play this new game," and people are like, "Wow!"
Yeah, people jumped. Like, there was like I think the #1 stream for that was like 140,000 people.
I know, but again, that's on day one with a sudden drop that people could react to. Call like in 2 weeks if they're still like in the top 5 on Twitch. Call
that was one channel.
Be impressive.
That was one channel.
I know. But I'm saying if the game itself is in the top 5,
if it's in the top 5 next week or 2 weeks from now, then
then you might have something here.
Like, it's kind of special. Like, I'm surprised, but it deserves it. I don't know if it's going to. Because it's a better game than PUBG. It just is. And
so we will finish up with well, actually, before we answer Cam's question, did you watch Halftime Heat, Terrence?
I didn't watch anything. I didn't watch Super Bowl. I forgot Halftime Heat was a thing.
Fair enough. We will then finish with Carl's question. Carl says, in light of the big game, the superb Al, of course, what is the best sports game you've ever played that isn't FIFA, Madden, or 2K? So basically, I guess he's saying a mainline sports game, because I would include because like MVP baseball series was also great, but I assume you're trying to avoid that stuff. The answer, of course, is NBA Jam. NBA Jam Tournament Edition specifically is the main one for me.
2K what? NBA?
Like the NBA 2K franchise.
2K and NFL 2K.
Okay.
That was I played that so much. I played it even after they stopped making it. People literally like modded that game so they could like keep the rosters up to date on the Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole community for that around a couple games. Like Tecmo Super Bowl, they have a competition every year that people fly out to, and they use updated
That's ridiculous
rosters for the NFL.
Bowl. But yeah, 2K was like my favorite football game of all time.
Very good.
And Resident Evil 3 is not the best Resident Evil game. Sorry.
No, it's not the best Resident Evil game, but I think they should probably remake it.
If they were going to do that, because that one is a little shorter than the. So it's just a single story. It's just,
but they're adding, but if they're going to add content to it, just like they did with this, go for it. It makes sense to me.
But yeah, you could do a remake with that. Damn it! What the hell game did I say? Like, I swear I said a game should have that RE2 treatment. Fuck.
The intrepid listeners can go back and find it, and then
maybe
from the group. That group, by the way, is densepixels.com/fans. We post the Dense Pixels post office in there exclusively now. So if you want a chance to ask us a question that we'll answer on the show, make sure you join that group. And thank you guys for those that did send in questions today. Make sure to leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. Make sure to follow us on social media at Dense Pixels. Subscribe to the show wherever you listen to it. And of course, follow us all on Twitch. I am Dense Pixels Brad, Terrence is Apparition 410, Micah is Dense Black Nerd, and Carrie is Suffix Carrie. And of course, don't forget the youtube.com/Dense Pixels. So that is our show for this week. Thank you guys very much for listening and watching, and we'll see you all next time.
Take it easy.
You're watching the Dense Pixels YouTube channel. Click the subscribe button while you're here, and make sure you check out our weekly podcast where we discuss the latest gaming news and our impressions on what games we've been playing.